Hello students, welcome to the world of data structure. Our today's topic is stack infix to prefix with parenthesized. Okay, so using tabulation method, today we are going to learn how can we convert our infix parenthesized expression into prefix expression. Fine. Hi, this is your instructor Janice Shah. So let's begin with today's outlines. Students, today first we are going to learn about the precedence table for with parenthesized method of infix to prefix. Remember, in previous lectures we have seen about the precedence table for the infix to postfix conversion, but here we are going to learn precedence table for with parenthesized method of infix to prefix. Okay. Next, we have seen the tabulation method. We'll see that how can we convert our infix expression into the prefix notation, and then algorithm for infix to prefix. So let's begin with the first precedence table for with parenthesized expression infix to prefix. Students, as you can see, the precedence table, if you remember the precedence table for the infix to postfix conversion, then you will get the better idea that at the time we have, like, it goes like this: the 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 0. But here the precedence table is little bit different. It's totally the vice versa of the postfix conversion. Okay, so here in precedence of outside the stack and precedence of inside the stack of postfix expression is totally reverse. Okay, so here if you can see that the precedence table in the plus minus division star dollar arrow caret abcd opening bracket and closing bracket, I have written all the operators over there. Now the in next or the outside the stack, the precedence is 2. Okay, not 1. So here my table goes like this: 2 1 4 3 5 6 7 8. See, here always remember that the exponential operator is little bit different. Okay, so totally the precedence is reverse. It goes like this: the 1 2 3 4 5 6, but in a reverse position. Inside the stack we have start with the 1, outside the stack we have 2 for the plus and minus. See, there is no change in rank, so rank is as it is -1, but always remember the change in the opening bracket and closing bracket precedence. Students, in the opening bracket we have the precedence 0, and in the closing bracket we have the precedence 9 outside the stack and 0 inside the stack. Okay, so this is a little bit change over here. Okay, so let's begin with the first some key points. Keep in mind always ABCD has the higher precedence. Yes, obvious. And plus minus division star dollar arrow caret precedence are different in inside and outside the stack. Now, what we should remember over here. See, for the conversion from infix to prefix, students, we need to use the tabulation method. So first we need to focus on the infix to prefix precedence table. Then first we need to reverse our infix expression. Consider the infix to prefix precedence table. Okay, not that infix to postfix precedence table. Now apply the postfix algorithm same as the previous, and then you will get the answer. Then reverse the answer. These are the basic steps to convert the infix expression into prefix using tabulation method. Let's see how. Here are some key points to remember the infix to prefix conversion. So when you are doing the infix to prefix conversion using tabulation method, always remember such type of points. First we have the plus minus division star. When comes together, you need to push inside the stack. See what happens in infix to postfix conversion, we just pop them, but here we need to push inside the stack because the precedence table is reverse. Fine, so let's start. When you get, students, the plus minus or division star together, you just need to push inside the stack. Then when you get two exponential operator together, you need to pop one and push another. Next, when you get the ABCD, do not think much, just push inside the stack. When you get the closing bracket, see here in prefix infix to prefix conversion, we need to focus more on the closing bracket, not the opening bracket. Fine. So whenever you get the closing bracket, students, push inside the stack, and when you get the opening bracket, remove all the elements from the stack until you get the first closing one. Fine. So let's start with the conditions. The conditions for the process of the tabulation method is f of next is less than g of s of top. It's same as the previous. If the precedence of the next variable is less than the precedence of the topmost element of the stack, then you need to pop from it, otherwise just push inside the stack. Then f of x gives the precedence of the element x, g of x gives the precedence of the element fs of top. Next is the next element for the conversion, and s of top is the topmost element of the stack. So that are the basic rules. See what you did in the infix to postfix, students. In infix to postfix, we just add opening bracket inside the stack, but here we are going to add the closing one inside the stack. Okay, so remember, here your first stack starts with the closing bracket and ends with the opening bracket in infix expression. If the top element of the stack is greater than the next variable, then do pop, else push inside the stack. And the last condition is, when the both opening and closing comes together, don't think much, just remove both of them and remove all the elements or pop all the elements from the stack until you get the first closing one. Okay. So here are the example. The first we have the infix string is a plus b minus c division d. Sorry, I just spelled out wrong. It's a plus opening bracket b minus c closing bracket division d. Fine. So now we have, first you need to start with the closing one, but before that do this. First, students, you need to reverse the string. Reverse string goes like this: d division c minus b opening bracket plus a. If you can see, just check it out. It's d division closing bracket c minus b opening bracket plus a. So my brackets are as it is. I am just reversing my whole string. Fine. After that, what I need to do this, append opening bracket. See, in the infix to postfix, we used to append the closing one, but here we need to append the opening bracket. Fine. So I'm just going to append the opening bracket over here after a. So now my whole string becomes d division closing c minus b opening bracket plus a opening bracket. Fine. Now let's make a table. Character scan, stack, the reverse polish, and the rank, all 4 columns are as it is. Then first closing one inside the stack. Now we have d. Students, compare the d with precedence of d with the closing bracket. Precedence of d with the closing bracket inside the stack. What we have? Always remember, whenever you get the characters, it always has a greater precedence. So just need to push inside the stack. So here we have closing and d. Now next we have division. Okay, so first we need to compare division with d. Students, what happens over here? The precedence of the division is lesser than d, so d will be popped out and push inside the reverse polish. Okay, and conquered with the reverse polish, and then compare the division precedence with the closing one. If you have the precedence table, if you draw the precedence table in your notebook, and if you remember it, you will get the better idea that when your closing bracket is inside the stack, its precedence is 0. Fine. So here we have the division with the higher precedence than the closing one precedence. That's why we just going to push division inside the stack. But before that, do not forget to pop out d from the stack. So I'm just popping out the d from the stack and conquered with the polish, and then push division. Now one element is there in the reverse polish, so that's why the rank becomes 1 or minus 1. Obviously it's plus 1. Now next we have the closing one. Now again students, we get the closing bracket. So what we need to do? Do nothing, just check out the precedence table. The closing precedence is 9. Okay, so whenever you get the precedence table, the closing precedence is 9, so you just need to push the closing bracket inside the stack, because none other character has the higher precedence than the closing bracket precedence. of characters can column. Fine. So when the closing bracket is outside the stack, its precedence is 9. So I am going to push inside the stack. So here it is. Closing bracket, division, closing bracket. That is my whole string. The reverse polish becomes as it is and the rank remains as it is. Now we have C. Okay, what to do when you get the character? Don't think much, just push inside the stack. So I'm just going to push C inside my stack. So here it is. Closing, division, closing, C. Remains reverse polish and rank as it is. Next we have minus. Okay, so first we need to compare the minus with the C. Minus with C. Obviously, C has the higher precedence. So we just need to pop out the C from the stack and append with the reverse polish. So it becomes DC. What remains? We have the closing one. So just compare minus with the closing one. Obviously, minus has the higher precedence than the closing bracket. Because again, I'm repeating this sentence. Remember this. The closing bracket inside the stack, the precedence is 0. Fine. So what we need to do? Just push minus. But before that, do not forget to pop C and append with D. So the whole equation goes like this. Closing, division, closing, minus DC, and now the rank becomes 2. Now, next we have B with us. We have the character, don't think much, just push inside the stack. So here we have closing, division, closing, minus B. Remains reverse polish and rank as it is. Now, next we have opening bracket. We have the opening one. So what happens? Obviously, when you get the opening bracket, so you just need to pop it out each and every element from the stack until and unless you will get the first closing bracket. So here we can see that B minus and then the closing. We have B minus and then closing bracket. So what I'm going to do is I'm just popped out B and minus from the stack and append with the reverse polish in the same manner. So first we have D, then C, then B, then minus, and the opening bracket and the closing bracket both get cancelled out. So the remaining term in stack is closing, division. So only 2 characters remain in the stack. They are closing and division. Why this happens? Because in character 10 students we have the closing bracket. So the closing and the opening both get cancelled out. Whatever the elements remains before the closing one, all are getting popped from the stack and append with the reverse polish. So the elements are, the first popped out element is B. So I have D, C, B, then minus. Rank remains 2 as it, because D, C, B, that becomes 3. Minus has the rank minus 1. So 3 minus 1 becomes 2. Fine. So let's move forward. First we have, next we have plus with us. So what to do with the plus? Okay. So division has the higher precedence than the plus. So division will pop out. Plus will push inside the stack. So the final answer is closing and plus division it append with DCB minus. So it goes like this, DCB minus division, rank is 2. Again we have A with us, push inside the stack. So this is my reverse polish, this is my rank. Now what happens? Here I have, okay students, so there was a mistake in the rank calculation. So the reverse polish, the before the A we get the 1, and after push A, what we have again, it remains as it is, rank becomes 1. So now at the last term we have the opening bracket. So again opening and closing both get cancelled out. All the elements before the closing bracket, all the characters are popped out from the stack and appended with the reverse polish string. So here it is, the final answer students, we have DCB minus division A plus. So and the last one, the rank is 1. Always remember, rank should not be less than 1. Okay, fine. So now here you can see students, the final answer we have DCB minus division A plus. So that is my dummy answer. What I need to do is I just need to convert the whole answer in a reverse order. So my final answer becomes plus A division minus B C D. Okay, plus A division minus B C D. That's my final answer. So let's take another example to understand it in a better way. Here I have my string is A star opening bracket B divisions opening bracket C minus D plus E closing one dollar F caret G. This is a huge example, so let's solve it together. What I need to do is, students, first I need to reverse the whole infix string and then append the opening bracket over there. So I have just already reversed my string. So my reverse string after appended with the opening bracket. So the final is G caret F, then dollar closing E plus D minus C opening division B opening star A opening. Fine. So now let's make a table. Here it is. Character scan, stack, reverse polish and rank. All columns are there. Start with the closing bracket. First we need to initiate with the closing bracket inside the stack. Now we have G with us. So obviously, students, G has a high precedence to just push inside the stack. So it goes like this: O closing and G. But do not want to do any mistake. That's why I'm just writing each and every infix character in a column first. So it's a G caret F dollar closing E plus D minus. Okay. The next character we'll see in the next slide, but start with the first G over here. G is a character. So what happens with ABCD? ABCD has a higher precedence in character scan column. Obviously, do not forget to push inside the stack. So just push G inside the stack. So here it is, closing and G. Next I have the caret. Next I have the caret with us. So remember, caret contains lower precedence than G. So G will be popped out from the stack and then push caret inside the stack. So here I'm just going to pop out G from the stack and then push caret inside the stack. So here it is. My final answer is reverse polish contains G. See, reverse polish contains G, that's why rank becomes 1 and my the stack contains the closing and caret. Next I have F with us. So obviously F is a character, we just need to push F inside the stack and the reverse polish remains as it is. Rank remains as it is. Next we have dollar with us. See, here again the exponential operators comes together. That's why I'm taking this example for the students. Remember what happens in infix to postfix and what is going to be happened over here in infix to prefix. Okay, so here I have dollar with a lesser precedence than F. That's why F goes out from the reverse polish. But what happens with the caret? Always see here the caret contains also the higher precedence from the dollar. Just check out the precedence table of infix to prefix. Okay, you will get a better idea. The outside the stack exponential operator outside the stack has lower precedence than the inside stack exponential operator. Fine. So you will get a better idea. So F and caret both will be popped out and my final answer is G F caret. Rank remains 1. Fine. Now next we have the closing one. So what to do when you get the closing? Just push inside the stack. Okay, when you push inside the stack, the final stack becomes closing dollar closing. Remains reverse polish rank as it is. Again I have the closing bracket. Again need to push closing inside the stack because the closing bracket outside the stack has higher precedence, that is 9. Okay, so that is closing dollar closing and then the reverse polish and rank remains as it is. Next students, we have the E with us. Fine. So what to do with E? Just push inside the stack, reverse polish rank remains as it is. Next we have plus. Okay, so push plus inside the stack and pop E because E has a higher precedence than plus. So the reverse polish becomes G F caret E. Rank becomes 2. Okay, next we have D with us. Okay, so D obviously push inside the stack, so the answer the stack becomes closing dollar closing plus D, reverse polish and rank remains as it is. Next we have minus with us. Now see what to do with the minus. Okay, see the minus has the lowest precedence than D, so D will be popped out, but minus is pushed inside the stack. Plus remains as it is in stack. Okay, plus remains as it is in stack. If you remember, the table starts with the 2 1 4 3. So here outside the stack the plus minus contains two precedence. Inside the stack plus minus contains one precedence. So obviously plus minus, from the plus minus we need to push minus inside the stack because minus contains the higher precedence than plus over here. So first pop D and push minus. Here it is. GF caret ED, rank becomes 3. Okay. Now let's move towards the next. We have the remaining term is GF caret ED with us. So here it is. GF. First I just write down the remaining terminologies whatever I have, that is minus C opening bracket division B opening bracket star A opening bracket. Why I'm just repeating this statement of minus again, because we have just left this minus in the previous line, so we'll get the better idea that what is our last step. So I'm just repeating our the last operation whatever we did for converting infix expression into prefix. So here it is. This is my last expression we left. Now starts with the C. C is a character. Do not think much, just push inside the stack. Here it is. This is my reverse polish. This is my rank. Now we have the opening bracket with us. Students, what to do with the opening bracket? Oh, you will get the opening bracket. So just opening bracket and closing bracket both get cancelled out together, and first before that you need to remove or pop out each and every element before the first closing one and appended with the reverse polish. So before the first closing one we have C minus plus, append with the reverse polish, we get GF caret ED C minus plus, and both opening and closing get cancelled out. Fine. So here it is, my rank becomes 2. Again we get the division, so push division inside the stack, remains reverse polish and rank as it is. Then students we have B with us. So what to do with the character? Obviously when we get the character we just need to push inside the stack. So my B is push inside the stack, remains reverse polish and rank as it is. Okay. So what I did, I just repeated the B step again. So just check it out. So once you get the opening bracket, you obviously need to remove B and minus from this and append it with the reverse polish. So rank becomes 2. Now again star. Okay, so star has the lower precedence than the dollar. Dollar will be popped out. It appended with the reverse polish string. Then we have A with us. Push A, remains reverse polish rank as it is. And finally students we have the last opening bracket. So last opening bracket and the closing bracket both get cancelled out. What we have A and star. A and star will be popped out and append with the reverse polish. So this is your final answer, that is GF caret EDC minus plus B division dollar A star, rank is 1. So our answer is correct. So just need to reverse the whole string. This is my dummy answer, and after reversing the whole string we'll get the answer is star A dollar division B plus minus CDE caret FG. Fine. So this is your infix to prefix example students. Now what to do in the algorithm? I'm not going to write whole algorithm because the algorithm steps are same as the postfix, but before the applying the postfix and after applying the postfix we need to do some basic operations over here. So step number 1 is you do not need to think much, just need to reverse the whole infix string. Then step number 2 is append opening bracket at the end of the string. First reverse the whole string, then second append opening bracket at the end of the string. Fine. Next students you need to do convert the whole string into postfix expression. That means obviously we have what we have done. We have just converting the whole string by using infix to postfix algo. So apply infix to postfix algorithm and convert it into postfix expression. Whatever you get the answer, then again reverse the answer. You will get your prefix expression. Fine. So that's it for the today's lecture students. Thank you so much.